Hey guys, in today's video you're gonna see all you need to know about the windshield wipers from this Mercedes from W220 generation. So if you have a look on the driver's side fuse box, there are two relays for the windshield wipers. This one is for on and off, and this one is for the high speed. Let's take out one of the relays. You can see on the diagram pin 85 and 86 is for the electromagnet. That's the switch, that's the control side, and that's where we should find 12 volts when we turn on the wipers from inside the cabin. Usually they are on the side 85 and 86. Let's see how they go in here. I'm gonna turn on the wipers now. Okay, it's just about these needles are way too tiny to get a good connection in there, but there are 12 volts in there, so the switch on and off is good. Now between pin 30 and 87 you should always have the battery voltage, because once you connect these two pins you're gonna see the wipers moving. Okay, obviously inspect the fuse. You've got the 40 amps fuse here. Now a quick test on the relay. Connect the pin 86 and 85. You should see around 80 ohms of resistance. Then between pin 30 and 87A you should see full continuity, and between pin 30 and 87 you should see full resistance, unless you're gonna power those two pins. I'm gonna apply 12 volts to pin 86 and 85 and you should see full continuity. This is a sign the relay works well. Now one of the old tricks, if the relay doesn't work, is to simply clean it inside. So to do that you need to open it. I'm using these improvised spacers. And if you have a closer look here, this is basically the switch. Okay, once this electromagnet is energized, it will pull this level and contact these two pins here. So that's how you get power to your part. And sometimes what can happen is that this switch can get stuck and the electromagnet do not have enough power to pull it, because this relay also can get corroded, especially if you had water and humidity inside this fuse box. So one of these electric component cleaner will do the trick. I actually done this successfully on headlights on a car. The relay was stuck, the headlights were not turning on, and I took out the relay, I cleaned it up, installed it back, and everything worked perfectly fine. So yeah, it's definitely worth to check it out, especially if you don't hear the click and the results on the voltmeter are not as the same as me. Next, let's see how to remove the wiper motor from here in the situation that it doesn't work. You've got two connections for this arm and one connection for the driver's side arm. You're gonna need a 15 millimeter. Like, I'm gonna make a scratch on tip of this bolt here. Okay, so you can use something to pry it out. You just apply the tension, make sure that you don't damage the paint, obviously. Make sure that you don't scratch your car during this process. So basically these metal clips are supposed to lift the arm for you, but on the first arm that didn't work. Okay, so we've got this clip on the nut, and the clip is connected on the bottom here, and that's how it will pull the arm while you open the nut. Now all we need to do is to take out this plastic cover and we get access to the motor. And one more thing to mention, here we've got the connector for the windshield wiper motor. You've got these 4 wires, brown, red, yellow and green. Now we've got a bunch of screws around here, so let's take them out. These are the clips. Now let's say for some reason these plastic bolts are rounded up. What you can do is to use a propane torch, warm up the tip of your screwdriver, and you can begin to twist it. You remade the cross here, and here it comes. And the plastic cover is out. Now you're gonna find this assembly here, and it's holded on by 13mm bolts. You've got one here, one here, one here, and one on the corner here. Let's unplug the connector. Okay, so the assembly comes out together with the motor. Now to remove the motor, let's take out this nut from here. It's a 13mm. Okay, so you get to this point, and now you can use a socket, and it will be blocked by the arm itself, as you can see, so you can open it. Well, you shouldn't do this on your engine cover, but I've got no table at the moment. Now with a 10mm, you've got 3 bolts here, and the motor will be out. If you look inside there, you can see the corrosion on the copper connections. The red and green wire is for the power supply. Now to install the new one, just place it on. And the assembly is ready to go back. Now let's say for some reason you don't get 12 volts at the connector when you try to turn on the wipers from inside. You can turn the voltmeter to ohms readings. Unplug the connector from the fuse box, and let's see the red wire, one of the terminal here and one of the terminals here, and we've got full continuity. Now let's see the brown wire, full continuity. Let's see the green wire, and finally let's see the yellow wire. This is a very simple test, and it's very often overlooked because people don't think that there is something wrong with the wiring. In that way you can identify if, for example, you've got power here from the fuse box going and is not arriving at the connector here to the motor. Let's turn the voltmeter to 20 volts. Between red and brown, it's basically the signal for the speed. Between brown and green, it's basically the first speed, the slowest speed of the wipers. Okay, and we've got the car battery voltage. If I turn it to second speed, we don't have any more the car voltage. If I turn it to third, again there is no battery voltage. Green and yellow. Okay, I think this is the position sensor because it has something like 0.8 volts. Okay, so let's see, first speed. Now let's place the cover back. So I follow the sign here, and I know that this one it's aligned with the other two. So I'm going to place this second wiper in the vertical position like this one. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you have questions, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, it's free for you, and you get a lot of free videos about how to repair and maintain different cars with different issues. So stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.